The fabric is doubled. I just folded it into 4 parts. This is the front side of the gown. This is the back side. So the zip allowance, I'm going to add 1.5 inch for the zip allowance. After measuring 1.5 inch, you roll it. The gown half length is 39 inches. I'm going to be cutting it with 41.5 inches. I'm adding 2.5 inches for the sewing allowance. Here is my 41.5 inches. I'm using 3 yards for this very style. I'm going to measure 41.5 from here to the end. Measure 41.5 from here to the end. Measure it like this, then I'll cut it. So I have measured the half length 41.5. The shoulder is 17 from this place. I marked 9 inches. 9 plus 9 will give us 18. So that 1 inch is for the sewing allowance. Remember the half length. The gown half length is 39 and I measured 41.5. So this is the front. I'm going to minus 1.5 inch from this very one. This is the front side. This is the zip allowance. So this is the shoulder, the neck, 3 inches. That is 6 inches. 3 plus 3 is 6. This is the measurement I use for the back side. Then the front 5 inches from here to this place, because I'm going to trim this place off. So from this very line to this place is 5 inches. This is the back side. So I'll first of all mark this place. This is the back side. This side is the front. This is the front side. This is the back. Now let's mark the armpits. 8 inches. Then curve it. I'm going to curve this place. This is the shoulder. Just like so. Shoulder. I'll cut it from here. So let's do the cutting. You lift the front before you cut, so that you're not going to mistakenly cut the back side. Lift it up like that. So let's cut the front. If this is the back, remember to always lift the front first before cutting it. Let's cut the armpits. The next thing to do is to shape in the side, both side, the bust, the waist, upper waist, hip, and knee. Measure from the shoulder, the front side of it, not the back, the front. Half length under your bust, 14.5 inches. That is what I am using. under your bust. Then from the shoulder, from this very front side to this place, which is on top of your tummy, is 20 and half. 20 and half. Then from this place, the shoulder here to the hip, 28 inches. The bust measurement is 43 plus 8 inches, 12 and half. Then the upper waist, which is under the bust, 11 and half. Then on top of your belly, that's where you measure your waist round, 12 and half. Then this is the hip. This is the hip measurement, 50, and I'm adding 1.5 inches. Then this is the knee. The knee is 40 inches, but I added 8 inches for the sewing allowance. So let me mark it out. So this very place, I will just separate it. I'm not going to trim anything because the allowance is little. So the next thing, remember to notch the zip allowance and also the downside. So it's time to cut the flead. I folded this fabric into two. Then I fold it like this again. This is into 4 like this. It's folded into 4 now. I'll now take this side of it now, this side, and fold it again like this, just like so. Make it equal. Make sure it's equal. You know, in this place we are going to fix the flead. You measure the down, your knee, on top of your knee. Mine is 40 plus the sewing allowance, 12 inches. So when you are cutting the flead, you are not going to cut 12 inches. You are not going to add any allowance to the flead. So if the knee is 40, you know, you divide it into 2, it will give you 20 inches. Divide it again into 2 to give you 10, then divide it again to give you 5 inches. I'm going to mark 5 inches here, and I'm not going to mark exactly 5 inches because after cutting the flead, when you open it, sometimes depend on the fabric you are using, it will be more than that 40 inches, which is going to be too wide, or it's going to be more than the measurement you took, you know. So I'm not going to cut exactly 5 inches. Let's see where I'll reduce it. The length of the gown is 60 and the half length is 39. Half length is 39. You place 39 here on top of this very first line here. I hope you can see the chalk I marked. Place the 39 here. full length is 60 inches. I will mark 60 inches. This is the 60 inches here. That is the measurement of the full length. Then I'll add 1.5 inch for the sewing allowance. So everything will now be 21.5. If I should add the half length, which is the 39 inches, we have 61.5 inches here. 61.5. So that 1.5 inches I added, I will use half inch to join it to the half length. Then the other 1 inch, I'll use it to fold the down of the flared. Remember, I did not mark exactly 5 inches here, because sometimes when you open the fabric, it will be excess, to be more than the measurement, because of the kind of fabric you are using. So it's not up to 5, and it's more than 4.5. I'm talking about this very side. So the same measurement I have here, which is 22.5 inches, that is what I'm going to measure from this place. I'll measure it round. 22.5 inches. You place the tape here. 22.5 inches. So after marking it together, you just cut it just like so. And mark the center. So I want to cut the sleeve. I'm folding this place because after sewing it, this is what we are going to. We have 10 here. So I want to cut the sleeve now. Fold it into 2. Fold it like this again. I marked 50 inches. This is the round sleeve. Round sleeve is 16 inches. 16 inches. I'm going to add 1.5 inch for the sewing allowance. The round sleeve is 13 inches, which is 6.5 inches. Then I added 2 inches. Everything is 8.5 inches. You notch the middle here. You notch it. Also notch here. I have 2 pieces of this one here. 2 pieces. It's going to be here. Here. I'll sew it like this. And it's going to be here. Thanks for watching. Please watch how we are going to stitch everything together. Subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. Please like this video.